Okay, so today's class is going to be a pigeon flow, and we're going to work our way up to flying pigeon with plenty of options for you, even if you don't get into the full arm balance. You're going to need 2 blocks and a strap and probably a towel for the back of the arm if you get nice and sweaty like I do. And we're going to begin in a cross-legged position. Okay, the adventure begins. So bring your blocks to the front of your mat for just a moment, just to kind of warm it up a little bit. Bring your toes, big toes to touch, heels apart slightly, and just come down for Utkatasana. And try to get your hips nice and low. Bring your arms up, maybe look up. And then drive into your heels and stand up. Okay. Now, bring one of your blocks to the outside of your left foot. So you'll be facing the front of your mat. That's totally fine. Stay like that. Okay, bring the outer edge of your right foot to the block. And you're going to drive into the outer edge of the right foot as if you could stand up on the block, on the outer edge of your foot. Okay. Now, as you start to bend the left knee, keep the hips square. Send the left knee straight forward. You're trying to drag your right knee out to the side. Keep pushing into the block as you lower. And you can go as low as you like. And then drive into both feet, come to standing. I'm going to do 2 more. Squat like that, driving the outer edge of the right foot into the block, pulling the right knee out to the right, and stand. And 1 more. So trying to feel the outer right hip engaged the whole time. Then add a block. So now we've got 2 blocks. Okay, bring the outer edge of your right foot to the second block. Same thing. So you may or may not get as low, but still drive into the outer edge of the right foot as if you could stand on it. And as you bend the left knee, bring the right knee out to the side. Reach forward and send the hips back and low. And then drive into the outer edge. So really pushing the outer foot into the blocks, trying to use the outer right hip even as you're opening it. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then, again, sink your butt back. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, look up, reach up. Try to get really long and tall from the hips up and really low and short from the hips down. Pull your right knee out to the side. And flex through the right foot. See if you can find that outer right edge of the foot all the way up to the hip engagement here. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, make yourself really long. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. As you reach forward, can you sink the hips a little lower? Get longer through the waist. Breathe deeply. And then start to straighten the left leg. Come to a forward fold with your right leg in figure 4. Inhale halfway up. Option to release the figure 4 leg if that doesn't work for you. Otherwise, try to hop back to chaturanga with the figure 4 leg. Plant your hands, bend your left knee, and hop back. Chaturanga. Pull the right knee away from the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, inhale. Open your hips. Send your right foot up and over. Maybe flip your dog. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, look at the floor, plant your right hand, draw your right knee to your right tricep. Set the shin across the front of your mat, sink your hips. And we're going to hold this time, so set the left knee down, push the top of the left foot into the mat, and then drag your left shin back towards you, and use that kind of corkscrewing action to screw yourself towards the front of the mat. And breathe here, try to get nice and upright. Can you find a way to drive down into the right shin? So the angle of the right shin is totally personal. It's what you can find, like you should be able to lift your hands up off the floor and support yourself here. Okay, if you need to put something under the right hip, you may. 1 more deep breath here, really active through the left leg. And then start to lean forward over the right shin. It's not what you think, we're not gonna rest here. Tuck your left toes and lean your weight forward enough. Take the weight in your right shin. Push the outer edge of the right foot into the floor. Keep your fingertips on the floor as needed. And try to hover the left leg off the floor. So maybe you can toy around with, taking the hands off the floor. But I want you to work on lifting the left leg. Here's flying pigeon without the arms involved. Breathe, lift the left leg. Support yourself through the right hip. Set the left knee down, plant your hands, inhale here. Exhale, push into your hands, draw your knee to your nose. Step the right foot between your hands, come up for crescent pose. Inhale. And exhale, sink into the pose. Sink into the right knee. Corkscrew the right foot into the floor. Find that corkscrewing action all the way up to the right outer hip. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Extend the left leg. And then tuck your tailbone slightly to increase the stretch across the front of the left hip flexor. Maybe look up, reach up. And then tip your weight forward and come to standing splits. You can bind the right leg with the right arm. You can bind with both hands. But I want you to really work on lifting the left leg, just like you did on the floor for that kind of funky pigeon variation. Lifting the left leg. Pull the right outer hip back. Lift, lift, lift. Now come halfway up. Inhale, fingertips on the floor. Start to bend deeply through the right knee. Send your straight left leg out to the right. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. And place the outer edge of your left foot on the floor. Try to sink the hips. This is kind of like a dragon squat. And then with your hips nice and low, bind your hands behind. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow over the right knee. Humble dragon. So try to keep the hips low even as you bring the arms up and over. Breathe here. And then inhale, come halfway up, fingertips to the floor, lift the left leg away from the floor. Exhale, forward fold one more time, standing splits. Inhale, look up. Step your right foot back, plant your left hand, open up for simple twist. Inhale here, it's just a way station. As you exhale, turn all 10 toes to the right and sink your left hip towards the floor. Reach out past your right hip. Maybe take your hand and push your right knee away from you. Only if that feels good. If it causes any grumpiness in the low back or the hip, leave it out and just use the active pull of your left knee away from you. Breathe. And then drive into your left hand, and bring your right foot, to your inner left thigh, tree pose. Inhale. Exhale, right hand to the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Release your right foot, take a breath. Now, inhale, look between your hands, step or float, or take 3 kicks up to handstand, or if you make handstand, find figure 4 with the right leg. So cross the right ankle across the left thigh. Try to pull the right knee away. Maybe you bend the left knee and start to curl in, flex at the hips, curl, 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 curl. Try to land the foot lightly. Inhale halfway up, keep the leg in figure 4. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to funky chair, reach up. Exhale, drive into the left foot, come to standing. Second side knee, right ankle over your left knee. Inhale, figure 4. Exhale, twist. Bring your right elbow outside your right foot if you can. Inhale, bind your shin. Exhale here, get your chest past your shin. Inhale, drive into your left foot, stand. Exhale, bring your ankle back to your knee. Bring your hands to the floor, grab your towel if you need it. Option for flying pigeon, Vinyasa. Tip your weight forward, bend your elbows, hook with your right foot. Extend your left leg if possible. Jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg, gather your towel, throw it to the front of your mat. Open your hips, flip dog. Lift. Exhale, plant your right hand. Bring your right shin across the front of your mat. Sink your hips. Active pigeon. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot forward. Plant your back foot. Vira 1. Inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, halfway up. Cross your left foot to the right. Bind your hands behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale through supported warrior 3. Exhale, standing splits. Bend your right knee, step back, inhale, warrior 2. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Parsva Konasana. Bind if you like. 1 breath here. Exhale, drive into the right heel, straighten the right leg. Inhale, release the bind, turn your 10 toes. Skandasana over the left. Spin to the left, sink to pigeon, pull your left knee to the floor. Skandasana on the left. Just 1 cycle of this. Stay really low as you come back to the right. Skandasana. Turn to face the right. Pigeon, pull the right knee to the floor. Come back. Turn to the front of your mat. Plant your left hand, spin all 10 toes to the right. Sink your hips for reclined Buddha. Pull the right knee away from you. Inhale, lift your hips. Step your right foot behind your left leg. Inhale for wildly. Exhale, maybe on the way over, you grab your blocks, make it part of the transition. Bring your right knee outside your right tricep. You can either chaturanga with the knee to the tricep, or another option for a flying lizard. Trap the right forearm with your right leg. Tip forward. Lift the left leg off the floor. To transition, draw the left leg closer to you. Liberate the right leg. Try not to touch down with the left leg. Vinyasa 2, re-extend. Step or jump. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Ditch the blocks.